Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. We have reached the end of another week, and I am very much looking forward to today's broadcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, spending your Friday afternoon with me here today. And yeah, especially those of you here live and early for the pre-show, where I go around and say hello to all of our friends around the interwebs. Jump into chat wherever you're watching. Say hi. I'm going to give as many shout outs as I can. In about 5 minutes or so, we'll play the intro and officially get the broadcast started. Let's start on D Live in the mosh pit with Lino Vincent, Q-Oy, Silebor, and Lucy Anders. Great to see all four of you over there hanging out. And shout out to the Rumblers as well. Hit that thumbs up button if you have not already done so. And I see Joe Elaine modding the chat over there. Thank you, Joe. Brian 1871 checking in as well. So welcome to all you guys over on Rumble, Cloud Hub, Odyssey, Twitter, and I'm missing one there, right? Cloud Hub, Odyssey, Twitter. I don't know. Anyway, YouTube as well. There it is. Good to see you guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day. And of course, pill.net, the comfy bunker, the only and best place to watch the second half of this broadcast here today. So if you haven't checked out Pilled, you should go check out Pilled. Let's see who's all hanging out in the home of free speech this afternoon on this absolutely gorgeous Friday for December 15th. Not a cloud in the sky, weather in the mid 50s. Cannot complain, right? Lightspear, Lance, what's up, man? Due diligence in the house as well. D. Richard, great to see you. Space Cookie, what's going on? Welcome to all the early birds who fill up the chat hours before we even go live. Floyd with the so happy it's Thursday cookie. So you're working tomorrow, Floyd, right? Thank you for the cookie, man. I appreciate it. Joe Elaine, again, thank you for all you do modding these chats. It's greatly appreciated. Let's see. Holy smokes. A lot of scrolling. Kane Chris, good to see you. 2A Freedom Rider repping the 412. Let's go 2A. How you doing, man? Delia checking in from Arizona. Great to see you. Patriot 714. How are you? R. Harrell in the house as well. And Pat McFly. What's up, guys? General Buford. How are you, sir? Let's see. Cali Patriot 14 in the house as well. Barb Robbins. What's up, Barb? Great to see you. Fazik and Roy Stones and Bones over on the West Coast. What's up, Roy? Good to see you, my friend. We got Mr. Gerardo. Good afternoon, buddy. How are you? Wood Geek in the house. Jenker 2, my brother Norm. Hang 10, Alien Surfer out there. What's up, Norm? Snow Bunny 68. Welcome. Oilman 94 in the house. Oilman, it's always so good to see you, man. I hope you're having an awesome day, buddy. Let's see. Plain Truth checking in. Good to see you, Plain Truth. And Dave MC, Eyes Wide Open 8. My brother Kaiman over in South Africa tuning in today. What's up, Molan Labe? Hope everything's going well. And shout out to all of our Patriots abroad. It's always blows my mind to see the reach of our little broadcast here. Wisconsin, what's up, Wisconsin? Pillin 44, Wood Geek, and Raven 2000. Great to see you guys. We got Flawless in USA here today. Mix Picks, Caustic, and Abrasive out there as well. Space Cookie, Henry 4570, Trick Pony, Gorilla P 859. What's up, you guys? We got Val Howe, Glenna Riggleman, Curious One, Jenny, how you doing? You and Lyle, I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Sergeant Peterson, great to see you. Oilman 94 dropping a ship. Says happy Friday, brother. Sunny in 57 in Michigan today. How about it, right? Mid-December. I love this weather. If this is global warming, I'm here for it. Brian 1871, double dipping. Good to see you, Brian. Dave 75 in the house. Dal Khan of Truth. That's a new one. Good to see you. Are you new to the show? Is this your first time here? Or are you just a lurker popping in for the first time? Welcome. Too Quick. How you doing? And Filter Dog One, what's up, brother? How are you, man? So good to see you. Facts Not Fear and Dread Quarters, what's up, Dread? How you doing, bud? Kay Landry, thank you so much for the shades. It's great to see us. It's happy Friday. Thank you for that. I really appreciate the generosity. All you guys donating in the early part of the show. Thank you so much for that. Boys Blanc 89 checking in, dropping a cookie on us. Thank you, Boys Blanc. Much appreciated. CK Whitehorse 180, how you doing? Loop the loop with the cookie feed. Thank you. Filter Dog One says cheers to making it to Friday with a can. Cheers to you, Filter Dog. Yeah, I hope your Friday is going awesome. Nezercat in the house as well, checking in from Wyoming, where they got some beautiful weather too. 56 degrees on the back deck. Don't you just love it when you get these beautiful days when there really shouldn't be? It's such a nice little surprise. A from PA, Lori P, how we doing today? Good to see you both in the comfy bunker on this gorgeous Friday afternoon. Dal Khan of Truth says been lurking since 2020. Well, it's great to see you pop into chat. Always love to see a lurker poke their head out. Thumper Rose, what's up, Thumper? How you doing? Hope you're having an awesome Friday so far. Let's see. Leo Slayer. What's up, Leo? How you doing, man? I hope you're having a great Friday. Mama of Rock and PNW Sasquatch. Great to see you guys. I'll pop back over here. Biden sucks stuff. Good to see you in the house. Celebrating a 32-month subscription streak. Holy smokes. You're about to be 3 years deep on your monthly support for this channel. I can't thank you enough. That's just so kind. And then Drunk Pinata hosting the broadcast over on D Live. So I guess Thinking Logically has just wrapped up. And that means it's time for us to start this show. That's what that means. Sammy Lou, welcome. Mama Patriot, great to see you. And just everybody out there tuning in on this Friday afternoon. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today. We're going to have a fun show. We'll do the first hour with the OG crew. Second hour, we're going to have Ben and Tina Garrison of graphics.com. Very excited to see those guys. Feels like it's been way too long. Esther G13, I see it out there. Willow Lady 6, welcome. USA Landshark in the house. Joella Grayson, good to see all you guys. Tracy S., welcome. Trump Red Pill. Good to see so many of our regulars hanging out today. We'll be right back with the official start to the show. Enjoy the Severanon intro. So fire. So fucking fire.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Y'all for tuning in, Patriots United, doing what we gotta do to win. Be addicted, the MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all, I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall, we're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong and stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production, Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adult hero is the power that's controlling the plight. With all you patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may even find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by the sign, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons don't know they're confined. They're just slaves in the system till the roles are assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight, but I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sites? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative they're feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, replace it with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're only incentivized to start raising our boots. These demons all weaponized. Now we're raising our troops. Now we're raising the roof and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess. They want to use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful, then you're gone. But not us, we're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right knowing they're wrong. Adol Nero, take the mic and take flight, cause it's on.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adol Nero.
All right, let's get this party officially started. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another installment of Deplorable Discussions. My name is Adol Nero. It is December 15th, 2023. And I've got my very good friend, Drunk Pinata, riding shotgun with me here for the next couple of hours. Pinata, how's your Friday going, buddy?
Yeah, it's going all right.
Good.
Dealing with some seasonal allergy stuff.
Well, that's no fun. That is no fun at all.
So I'm all foggy in the brain.
All foggy in the brain. Were you able to do a show today? I wasn't able to check to see if you went live.
Yeah,
Yeah, how was it?
a little disjointed. They are doing a lot of different juggling right now with what they're trying to change as far as their narrative. They understand that they're trying to really spin this whole recent stock market high and put doubt into the polling by trying to say, hey, it's still a year out. It's still, this doesn't really mean much, then look at the economy, look, it's getting better, or trying to gaslight their way into this is a great economy. Let's look at the jobs. And so that you can tell that they're trying to just pivot just slightly on that and try to put more positive messaging and beyond the whole we just don't because you remember what was a couple weeks ago, they're like, we just haven't had the right messaging for people to understand the economy's better.
Yeah.
They just need to feel it. But that appears to be the implementation this in the last since that stock market thing, that they decided, okay, now go and run with this whatever modified messaging on the greatest economy and the achievements of the Bidenomics thing. So they're pivoting right as soon as that stock market thing happened.
I mean, it just continues to show how out of touch they are, right? Like your average family that's struggling to put groceries in the fridge, working multiple jobs, inflation out of control, gas price is still way too high. Like likely they're not playing the stock market, like it's not, I don't, it's great when the stock market does well, but like to sit there and use that to like, oh look, the stock market's doing well, so therefore everything's better in your life. It's silly. They're you're right. They are very they're probably very desperate for some kind of positive messaging right now, and we'll see how they can possibly keep that going for the next 12 months with the way they manage things. What's up, TN? How you doing, man?
Hey, watch them pivot to their 401k, because that's what the market will reflect in their 401k. If anything, I mean, of all the people that basically don't play the market, but actually they do if they have a 401k, they just don't know it. I mean,
Yeah, but that's like and that's great, right? But that can go up and down and fluctuate
No, I
so much
understand that, but
over the
they'll
course
play.
of, like if you're 40 years old with 3 kids and like it's great when your 401k is doing well, but that doesn't help you today as you go
No,
through
I understand that, but
it.
I'm just saying that's what they'll play up. Have you looked at your 401k lately? Look at how great it's doing. The economy's doing blah blah blah, that kind of shit. But you're right. It's the conflict. The funny part is that we could find from the very same media when Trump was in the White House and he was touting the market.
Hmm.
All the media was basically saying, well, the market's not indicative of the economy. The economy isn't reflected by the market. The market's totally different from the economy, blah, 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 blah. That's what they
Right.
used to say. So it's kind of funny that if they pivot to that, I can guarantee you there'll be a gazillion videos of them saying the direct opposite when Trump was in office. But my thinking is that where the market affects the not affects but reflects on the blue collar worker, so to speak, right? For a generalization, is in the 401k, and they'll play it up. I'm not saying that helps them on the day to day living. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
It's just that conflict that they'll create in their brain, so to speak, right? Because, well, my savings is doing great, but I can't make ends meet.
Right.
And you also can't cash it out because you'll get hit with taxes like you can't believe.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a joke, if that's what they're leaning on right now. But when you're desperate to create any kind of positive buzz around
The
what you've
numbers, I
been
mean, the
doing.
numbers are just horrible across the board. Trump is just trouncing Biden everywhere.
Oh, I can't wait to get into that. That's our very first article today. Is
Oh,
the
okay,
latest
okay,
polling.
cool.
Oh, no, it's okay that you're welcome to bring it up. I just it's great. It's so fun to see. You're talking double digit leads now in a few swing states. It's
Yeah, and the seven swing states or seven competitive states, he's above. Trump is even well above the margin of error in many of them. Um, it's amazing, and it's only going to get worse for Biden, worse for the Democrats, in my opinion. And if this shit with Hunter starts going anywhere lateral, I mean, the media's playing out that he's talking about leaving the country.
hmm.
Sorry, that's a flight risk.
Yeah. I mean, you're not kidding.
No shit, right? Anyways, that kind of publicity they cannot have. Anyways, sorry, go ahead and do the. I'm sure we'll get into it because we got the garrisons today, right?
Yeah, we got the Garrisons at 5 o'clock. Really looking forward to catching up with Ben and Tina, before the holidays here. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And I've got some interesting things for us to talk about leading up to that, going forward. So before I get into sponsors, be sure to
Wait,
hit
wait,
that
wait, wait. Before you go there, you know what time it is?
412.
Your Erica.
Yep, it is 4:12 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks, Tien. Yeah, but before I get into sponsors, hit that thumbs up button, hit that red pill button, repost the show, share the links, all those little things that go a long way to helping this little broadcast grow. So I appreciate all of you who do that stuff. We have 2 amazing sponsors today. First one is Earth Garden Botanicals.com. Earth Garden Botanicals is awesome. It's run by our friend Jolene up in Montana. She's an herbalist, a health coach. She makes amazing wellness products. CBD and hemp products are incredible. The CBD oils, all the ingredients locally grown, organically grown on small Montana farms. These things taste great. They work great. There's a bunch of different products here to choose from, whether it's a CBD oil tinctures, a CBD oil for pets, the R&R Delta 8 nighttime gummies to help you get a good night's sleep. I need some of those right now, personally, I think. Fire cider, that stuff is awesome. It really helps clear your sinuses, breathe more clearly. Great to have in the medicine cabinet, especially this time of year as the weather's up and down and up and down. I don't know about you guys, but it definitely screws with my sinuses a little bit. The elderberry tonic, also great to have in the medicine cabinet. It's a little formula to boost your immune system, and offer that support. If you feel a cold coming on, it could be a real game changer have some of that available early. And then your topical cream, the Arnica Salve. Now that's good for sore joints and muscles. You can get that with or without CBD oil infused into it. So if you have a sore back, neck, your legs, whatever bothering you, that stuff can offer some significant relief. And then we have some teas. If you're a tea drinker, you want to check these out. They're all very, very good. They all do a little something different. Like for example, the Serenity is a really good for just calming your nerves if you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, like you can't sit still. The Serenity is really good for calming your nerves. Sunshine and pine needle tea is a great detox for the body. That pine needle extract, or not extract, I don't think she extracts it, but those pine needles have been known to detoxify the body. And then the critter juice, keeping the insects and mosquitoes away. It's an all natural insect repellent. Now, not the best time of year to maybe need the critter juice, but those of you in places like Florida, down south, still dealing with the mosquitoes, this stuff's an absolute game changer. It doesn't smell bad. It goes on clean, doesn't feel oily or gross. I absolutely swear by the critter juice. All these products, and there's a lot more than what I mentioned, guys. All of these products are available for 20% off right now. That's double the normal discount when you use promo code 412. We're up to 20% through the end of the year. Once the calendar hits 2024, back down to 10%. So do not miss out on this opportunity to get that 20% discount. Load up your card. I don't know if you'll still get stuff in time for the holidays if you order now, but they do make great gifts and stocking stuffers, and just again, great products to help support your wellness over at earthgardenbotanicals.com. Again, promo code 412, 20% off. Our other sponsor today is diamondsoapco.com. Diamond Soap Co. This company is incredible. They're America first as it gets, veteran and family owned and operated. Air Force Intel vets Harold and Laura have been married over 30 years, and they make all of their soaps and body butters handmade here in the US. And you guys have been buying this stuff like crazy. Harold sent me a message today, and he said that they are out of the Kentucky bourbon. They're just sold out. You guys bought them clean out of product. They're still waiting for their supplier to get more in. So if you're looking to get Kentucky bourbon as a Christmas gift, I'm sorry, but you have waited too long to place your order. That is out of stock.
I'm gonna have to send Harold, go to my package store and send him a couple of bottles.
Yeah, right. Seriously, because it is they are sold out. You see it right there, sold out. And guys, I can't thank you
That's
enough
amazing. You know
for
that,
supporting
right?
the sponsors like that. It's incredible. Like absolutely. He sent me this message of love and gratitude today that made me just so happy. And I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. Again, the Kentucky bourbon is sold out, but if you liked the Kentucky bourbon, the Bonfire is a close second for me as far as the different options. I absolutely love the Bonfire. So I just want to and they're also sold out of the Kentucky bourbon body butter as well. So just no more Kentucky bourbon stuff probably till the new year, and I'll let you guys know as soon as they get more of that stuff in. But again, there's different flavors and scents for everybody, whether you got your lemongrass, green tea, cucumber, frankincense, and myrrh. Shout out to Lance. Classic Clean, your Island Escape, Sweet Almond, Cedar Amber. It's incredible stuff. Get yourself a t-shirt or a hoodie too. They got men's and women's t-shirts. They got the hoodie to keep you warm through the winter. It's fantastic. So go check out Diamond Soap Co. Promo code 412 gets you 17% off your order. So another awesome discount there from another awesome America First company. We love our sponsors, Earth Garden Botanicals, diamondsoapco.com. Thank you guys so much for all of the support you give those guys. Like I said, it means the world to me and really warms my heart when I get a message like that from Harold today. Just telling me how much you guys are resonating with the products, how much you guys are flocking to the website, and buying stuff. So love to see it. All right. With that, let's
Had
jump.
a recommendation for Harold.
Sure.
No, I did. I recommended frangipani as a scent.
Okay. I don't even know what that is.
It's also known as plumeria, the Hawaiian flower.
Okay. I was 0 for 2.
Okay, then never mind.
Is that the ones they put on the lei?
Yeah, they can do that. Although the cheapy ones tend to be carnations but yes, plumerias are the ones they use on the leis. They're very fragrant.
Okay.
It's a very fragrant flower. So Harold was going to check it out to see if they can add that to as one of the scent options.
That would be sweet.
Great. It's great with the frankincense and plumeria combo.
Right on. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. It was a hat tip to my deceased brother-in-law. He used to do his own essential oils.
Okay.
One day he wears that, and I'm going, "What is that scent?" Right? I mean, good advice, and that's what he. So that was it.
Filter Dog 1 says,
Yes, it
sounds like an STD. You guys crack me up in the chat.
No, that would be chlamydia.
Shit. All right, let's go ahead and start off with these polls today. We love polls because they just give you the kind of the pulse of what's going on. Even if they're not accurate, they show trends, which are important. So here we go. Donald Trump is now leading Joe Biden in 7 swing states, according to new polling from Bloomberg News Morning Consult. Republican voters have become skeptical of polling in recent years, and for good reasons, but this is a sign that things are moving in the right direction for Trump. Democrats and the media are clearly worried about this trend, which is why their anti-Trump rhetoric keeps getting more crazy. And yes, it does. Former President Donald Trump has the edge over President Joe Biden in 7 crucial swing states in hypothetical matchups with the 2024 general election, less than a year away, according to a Bloomberg News Morning Consult poll. The poll released on Thursday shows Trump leading Biden in head-to-head races in deeper fields in Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. However, some of the advantage are within the margin of error. Trump won 6 of these 7 states in 2016, propelling him to the White House over Democrat Hillary Clinton. But in 2020, Biden carried 6 of these states in his victory over Trump. These states will decide the 2024 election, and Trump's early strength in them is cause for concern for Democrats and Biden, whose approval rating registers at historic lows in other recent polling. Biden is making no gains among groups he is going to need to pull a victory next year, Morning Consult politics analyst Eli Yokley told Bloomberg. Here are some of the numbers. So you have Trump up 4 in Arizona, 6 in Georgia, 4 in Michigan, 3 in Nevada, 9 in North Carolina, 2 in Pennsylvania, 4 in Wisconsin. And I guess here's a more visual representation of that. So it's great news. It shows a great trend. I think it is a good indication of the info war, the culture war, the narrative war. When you see, a grassroots Republican like Donald Trump dominating this far out from an election, that is really, really big. And keep in mind that at no point in 2020 did Donald Trump have leads in any of these polls going into 2020, not at any point. And also keep in mind that Republicans typically surge closer to the election. Normally, you see a Republican start to make moves in July, August, September, leading into the big months right before a big election like this. So the fact that we already are way ahead of where we were back in 2020 with another year to go, I think it's a really strong sign for the Trump campaign. Go ahead, Tian. I saw you kind of popping on and off mute there. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, it's interesting that they didn't, because Trump truthed about this. The margin of error was plus or minus 1%, and all the 7 states there are all above the margin of error. And there was also a pretty decent sized poll because it was 4,935 registered voters. And the poll ran from November 27th through December 1st. So it's a pretty darn strong set of numbers there across those 7 states.
Yeah,
Very
and you got to think, Bloomberg, given their political leanings, are going to oversample in favor of Biden to make this look as, rosy as they possibly can. Like
right.
we've seen that. Is there any thought in your mind, TN, that they might be polling more down the middle this time around to avoid kind of the backlash that they got the last couple of elections? Because even though they were able to kind of steal 2020 and make the pollsters correct, they really weren't. I mean, they had Trump losing Florida, they had Trump losing Wisconsin by like 17 points, which was a joke. I mean, he lost it by, I think, less than a percentage point. They were very wrong as far as the margin of victory, right? So you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think they're fixing or changing their ways at all, or
Yeah.
is Trump just dominating this hard that even with their oversampling, their normal methods, they still can't produce the numbers that they really want to see?
A little of both, I think, but I think they did a course correction a bit, because in one of the things that I saw, it was 55% of those polled were not Republican in a head-to-head to Biden, were not Republican. So that meant 48% of them were Republican, 48 and change, 55 and change were not. So that's pretty darn good when you had, and at that point, Trump was just still beating Biden by 6 points. So, yeah, I think they're doing a bit of a course correction, considering, right? Because when you're saying that not Republican, and it means that they're either Democrat or not affiliated. So it's what we typically would call independent or Democrat. So, yeah, I think they are, from what I'm seeing in the general makeup of the polls.
Okay, well, that's good. That means that we're forcing change of behavior, in the way that some of these polling companies and news outlets operate. They know they can't continue to get away with the level of.
No, and you're seeing it on CNN. You're seeing it on MSDNC.
Yeah.
They have no choice but to show it, even if they are, even if they're loaded, to lower the numbers.
Mhm.
It's still, that means the numbers are way better. So
Yeah.
some people, there was one comment that I received that said, "Well, they're just inflating them so that then they can do the flip." And I'm going, okay, so then you're really not paying attention, because although, I mean, the cynical viewpoint of that could be true, but it's not one or two or favorable polls, like, let's say, Rasmussen or something like that tends to be, let's say, perceived more favorable to Republicans. But it's across the board. It's the NBC, and it's the Harvard polls, right? It's the Bloomberg polls. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and if the whole point is to do the switcheroo, so to speak, right, to say Trump lost, well, then that's counterintuitive here. Why would you inflate his numbers and then try to depict him as losing?
Especially if they're going to try to steal the election, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right?
that was always the cycle, right? It's like, how do they sell the steal? Well, they do it through their faulty polling. So it's like
Right.
they sit there and they gaslight you into thinking that Biden's leading this whole time, so that when 500,000 votes, 90% to Joe Biden come in at 4 a.m, you're like, oh, well, that makes sense. I saw the polls a week ago, and that
Right.
numbers line up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
But this
yeah.
doesn't jive with that kind of thought process, right? At all.
Nope.
So I think, I mean, I'm not, I'm happy and gleeful, so to speak, but don't count your eggs without, your chickens before they're hatched, the kind of thing. But
Oh,
still, it's incredible compared to any previous election.
yeah, there's no time to spike the football. We're on the 10 year.
No, not at
You know
all.
what I mean? Like, it looks good. Things look good, but no one should be celebrating these poll numbers in December.
Well, nobody should be staying
2020.
home because of the poll numbers. That's for certain.
Yeah, I know that of course. No, I mean it's going to take all hands on deck on this
Yeah.
to really see it through, but it's a good sign. It shows like I said, the narrative battle, the culture war, the messaging, like all of it is favoring the grassroots conservative base in this country at this moment. It is
That's because
that
there's
messaging is resonating with people more so than any other messaging out there right now.
And
So,
I don't think necessarily it's a pro-Trump shit. Obviously, from how it manifests, it's pro-Trump, but I think it's an anti-Biden, anti-Democrat shift, anti-current policy shift, because people are seeing this ain't working. So it's not like they're gravitating to Trump, so to speak, because of this is going to sound weird. It's not because of Trump per se. Let me put it this way. You either are running towards something or you're running away from something.
I
think there's a good chunk of folks that are running away from something and their only choice is Trump. Because what they're running away from, Trump is offering.
Yeah, you're seeing kind of two of those things happening simultaneously, right? You see the Black community, the Latino community, they're shifting towards Donald Trump. Independents are shifting towards Donald Trump, or away from Biden. I should say that Black and Latino communities are shifting away, running away from Joe Biden and the Democrat plantation. But on the other hand, Tien, we talked about the poll on this show about people who don't normally vote and how I think Trump had like a 20+ point lead for people that have never voted before or don't often vote, or like the low propensity voter. He's got a massive lead there. So you have this other thing happening simultaneously. People who were in a deep slumber, did not participate in the political arena whatsoever in previous elections due to whether it's the inflation or any of the other things, or the wars, the conflicts, the chaos, the border, you name it. Choose your fuck up from this administration. For whatever reason, they're starting to look around and be like, oh shit, I'm definitely voting this time. Like I'm going to do what I can to get Trump back, or to make sure Biden's not there. So it's two.
Oh yeah, it's both, and also don't forget. I mean, 3 if you count that new voter as a new segment, because what they're seeing in that aspect too is the lies that are manifesting themselves. You made all these promises, and it's crap from a Biden and Democrat perspective. Your priorities are not my priorities, right? In the general population, I mean, gender studies kind of crap, right? That kind of stuff, and the constant push. And I think that you have a big segment of either new voters and general people that have been probably voting in the past but just gave up, resurging, because they're seeing that what they've been told about Trump is not true, and what they've been told about Biden and Democrats is certainly not true.
Yeah. No, I think you're spot on, Tien. Absolutely spot on with your analysis of these polls, these numbers, and where this is all headed. Do you have anything else on this? I think I've said all I want to say about the poll numbers. I think it speaks to the trends of just where people's minds are at with all these different issues. And I hearken back to the Q post about, people need to be shown, they need to see it, they need to feel it, they need to hit rock bottom. I'm paraphrasing. Before they find that will to change, to wake up, to get involved, to stop just mindlessly going along with the people they identified with previously. It's just there's a major, I feel like, shift happening, a paradigm shift happening slowly in real time, day by day, as we continue down into the end of 2023, beginning of 2024. Anything else you want to say, Tien? Guess not. Okay.
No, I apologize. I couldn't get I got a screen on top of the other. I couldn't get the mute button. No, nothing to add.
Okay, very good. Let's go to this next story here. House formalizes Biden impeachment inquiry. We talked about this a little bit yesterday with Zach. I don't think we talked about it on Wednesday though on Deplorable Discussion. So let's bring this up. The House of Representatives on December 13th formalized its impeachment inquiry of President Joe Biden, a move expected to give more firepower to Republican efforts to compel the provision of documents and testimony from the White House and the Biden family. All Republicans voted in favor of the resolution, which passed 221 to 212. The passage came hours after the president's son, Hunter Biden, defied a subpoena to provide testimony at a closed-door hearing before Republican investigators. Instead, Mr. Biden showed up outside of the Capitol and demanded that he testify at a public hearing. Instead, top Republicans say they will now initiate contempt proceedings for Mr. Biden. Quote, President Biden must be held accountable for his lies, corruption, and obstruction, House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer said on the House floor on December 13th, hours before the impeachment inquiry vote. We have a duty to provide the accountability and transparency that the Americans demand and deserve. The 14-page measure put forth by Rep. Kelly Armstrong instructs the House Ways and Means, Oversight and Accountability and Judiciary Committees to continue their probe of President Biden, who has come under Republican scrutiny for his alleged involvement in an influence peddling scheme from his time as vice president and afterwards through family foreign business dealings, including with China, that involved his son Hunter. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries denounced the result, calling the vote a complete and total embarrassment. Quote, oh, you gotta love it, right? Extreme MAGA Republicans. They can't refer to the GOP anymore without putting this in front. Extreme MAGA Republicans. And you can see, right, this is why January 6th is so important to them. This is why they have to keep, because this is what allows them to then move the talking point to extreme.
That's why you had Biden in front of the Centennial Hall doing the exact language.
Exactly. No, you're absolutely right. It's disgusting. So extreme MAGA Republicans have nothing to show for their majority. There's no evidence of an impeachable offense, and they're simply bending the knee to their puppet master in chief and twice impeached Donald Trump, Mr. Jeffries told the Epoch Times after the vote. The hypocrisy here, the projection, the just blatant talking point, like speak, right? Where you just you pile up your phrases that you think will hit home. There's no evidence. There's no evidence. There's no evidence. They say this shit all the time. I want to show you guys a clip. I gotta try to find it real quick. But Vivek Ramaswamy was on a town hall at CNN. I don't know if you guys saw this, and he was being challenged about his statement about damn it, I don't have it. Hold on. About his statement about January 6th being an inside job. Here we go. Just watch this exchange. We won't have to watch the whole thing. Maybe we will, but just watch this exchange here, because this is kind of a perfect example of how this all works.
The debate last week, you used the phrase inside job to describe what happened on January 6th. The next day, Capitol rioter Alan Hostetter highlighted your comments at his sentencing. He is going to prison for 11 years. Hostetter threatened members of Congress. He brought a hatchet, knives, pepper spray, stun batons, tactical gear to the U.S. Capitol. Are you concerned that a convicted felon like that is now promoting your comments in court?
So here's my concern, Abby.
So she takes one individual, and uses him to broad brush every other person that was there that day. So that's step one, right? Vivek says it was an inside job. She starts the conversation off by trying to broad brush an entire crowd of thousands and thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people with one individual. So that's how it starts.
And I want to tell you guys where I'm at. If you had told me it's close to 3 years ago that January 6, 2021 happened, if you had told me 3 years ago, back when I was a biotech CEO, not steeped in this world, I was just consuming passive media, but was focused on my world of developing medicines. If you had told me that January 6th was in any way an inside job, the subject of government entrapment, I would have told you that was crazy talk. Fringe conspiracy theory nonsense. I can tell you now, having gone somewhat deep in this, it's not. I mean, the reality is this. We do have a government, first of all, we have to acknowledge, that has lied to us systematically over the last several years about the origin of COVID-19, about the Hunter Biden laptop that we were told was false by 51 CIA experts and otherwise before we now know that it was true. You can go straight down the list, the Trump-Russia disinformation collusion hoax, all of it. Now we come to January 6th. The reality is we know that there were federal law enforcement agents in that field. We don't know how many. I think it's shameful. If I may finish just answering.
Well, let me
this is really important.
I'm going to go ahead and interrupt you here because
I
you're
know
saying that there were.
So a second, he says, we know there were undercover federal agents in the crowd. We just don't know how many. All right, he hit a chord. So rather than hear him out, she asked the question about it. Rather than hear him out as to why he made the statement, immediately she tries to stop him from talking about why he made this statement to the audience, the CNN viewers, right? We can't let him talk. So I'm going to interrupt you here, she says.
Establishment doesn't approve of this
You're
message.
saying
I know
that there were federal
we should
agents.
be able to talk about this.
You're saying that there were federal agents.
This is important to talk about.
You are saying there were federal agents in the crowd on January 6th.
Yep.
There is no evidence that there were federal agents in the crowd on January 6th.
So why, before Congress, when pressed on what the number was, they didn't say there were none? They just couldn't say how many there were.
So you're saying that that you have not seen any evidence
so
that
we've
there
seen
were,
multiple.
and so
We've seen multiple informants suggest.
So again, he just says, the FBI, the DOJ was asked about this under oath in front of Congress. They didn't say there were none. They said they couldn't tell you how many. What did she do? What does she do? She responds. Hold on, Tien. She responds. So you're saying that you don't have any evidence? That's what she said. He just explained why he said that there were feds in the crowd, and her response was, "So you don't have any evidence?" He's trying to explain where his evidence is coming from, and her response is, "So you don't have any evidence." Go ahead, Tien.
Well, he's trying to explain why he's drawn that conclusion, which is, and she's pushing him for direct evidence, and the evidence is in a way circumstantial, which I agree, because the number wasn't given, the denial was given, in essence, the no answer from the FBI itself. But in general, when I look at this, the minute the interviewer becomes argumentative, it's no longer an interview.
Yeah, it's a struggle session.
It's trying to shut him down.
Mm-hmm.
It's an aspect of my opinion is worth more than the question than the answer that I am soliciting from you.
Yep, that's a perfect way of saying it. It gets more frustrating. Watch this.
Suggesting that they were. We know people were FBI informants who were asked.
Is there any evidence?
May I just finish this, and you can come back and question me?
Well, let me clarify.
I know it's very uncomfortable for you.
I'm going to clarify my question.
I know this is an uncomfortable issue for many people, but we have to do the truth here.
I'm going to clarify my question because I want to make sure that you understand what I'm asking.
I understand this deeply. And I told you, I was with you 3 years ago. I'm not there now.
Where is the evidence?
Yes.
Where is the evidence that the government had a plot?
Let's do this.
An inside job.
But no, I'm going to tell you what an inside job is, because I'm not
violence on January 6th.
I'm not going to let you put words in my mouth. I'm going to put my words in my mouth. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that.
Where is the evidence that the government was involved in planning or executing January 6th?
So I'm going to give you hard facts. And if I may, Abby, I know this is going to be a little uncomfortable, but we're going to go through this, and you can push back on it after that. And you can push back on that. And let's do this fairly. Why did they suppress footage of now what's been released, 200 hours of footage of shooting rubber bullets into that crowd, shooting tear gas into that crowd? You didn't see that before. You saw what the response was to that. Now you see footage coming out of actually rolling out the red carpet for Capitol Police allowing people in.
Again,
right through the front door.
The vast majority of the footage
evidence should have been released.
She lost the audience.
The footage shows
and my deeper
police officers being overrun.
And I want to talk about one more.
So again, she's asking for evidence, and then when he starts to give her the evidence, she starts to interrupt him. It's like
she lost the audience.
Like, well, here's this. She's like, well, there's no evidence. Where's your evidence? It's right. But where's your evidence? You have no evidence of that. Like, it's this constant cycle of, let me ask you the question, you're going to answer. And rather than me say like, oh, okay, well, Capitol Police didn't lay out the red carpet, or the doors were open because of this, or they fired those rubber bullets in response to this, that, or the other thing. You could see it on this piece of video evidence. Like there's no evidence. There's no evidence. There's no evidence. That's
because the evidence she's trying to portray is a document, quote unquote, that states we're going to do this. She will not accept anything other than that as evidence, and that's what she's pushing for. And I'm not saying she's right. I'm saying that's the way she's trying to portray. But it's a lost cause, because if you listen to the audience, they're not clapping at her, they're clapping at him.
Oh, 100%.
She lost the audience. And
100%.
the minute she lost the audience, it's all over. She's now argumentative, she's contradictive, she's trying to stop him from answering, and the audience is clapping at him. When he says, we need to know this, right? The audience claps.
Yeah, no, it's you're absolutely right. They are not on her side. We'll do the rest. It's only another minute and 30 seconds, so I think it's worth finishing.
By violent
this is really important.
writers. That's
I'm going to give you some hard facts.
Of it shows.
So here's what entrapment
you can't
is.
Cherry pick.
I'm not cherry picking. If I may finish, Abby.
There's the projection. You can't cherry pick. She is cherry picking. Like CNN, the J6 committee, MSNBC, and every other major news network in the world, even Fox News, certain parts of it, show you, and Pinata will attest to this, the same 8 minutes of footage over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then Vivek's talking about 200 more hours of footage that came out a few weeks ago, and he's the one cherry picking now. Isn't that funny how that works? The projection is always just absurd with these people.
If I may finish, Abby, I'm not cherry picking.
Examples.
To the contrary. To the contrary,
you know who cherry picked examples?
You know who cherry picked? The government.
That is what happened.
The government cherry picked 12 hours of footage when there was 200 hours of footage. So cherry picking was the government, not me. Release the whole thing. And let me just finish one thing too, because this is super important as a topic.
So
I think this is a civil libertarian issue of our time. Gretchen Whitmer's kidnapping. I want to be really clear on this, because it's the same issue in the same FBI, same even part of the FBI. 3 people who were in an alleged plot to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer were acquitted at the end of trial because it was entrapment. That is, government agents put them up to do something they otherwise wouldn't have done. They gave them credit cards with spending limits of up to $5,000, encouraged them to buy munitions, plan something they weren't otherwise willing to plan. So much so, and I want people at home to know this, especially CNN viewers to know this, is that one of the jurors went to those defendants and apologized afterwards, gave him a hug, apologized, seeing what the government had put a poor guy up to, who had to go to some Mexican restaurant across the street to get hot water. These people were exploited with credit cards up to $5,000, FBI agents putting them up to a kidnapping plot that we were told was true but was entrapment. Same thing with the Capitol Police, people letting them in freely. Many of those people then being charged.
Look,
the government cannot put you up to do something and then charge you for it. That's wrong.
I don't want to have
to. Wrong to the left or the right.
I don't want to have to interrupt you. I really don't. But I don't want you to mislead the audience here or at home.
I think they've been misled.
I love the audience response to that. That was great. But I mean, this is how they do it, though, right? They cherry pick, and then when you bring anything outside of what they've cherry picked, they accuse you of cherry picking. It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and that was hilarious, because I would chalk that up as a major, not necessarily a win for Vivek, as much as a win for the facts, because it was obvious that CNN just lost total control, and the audience was completely wanting to hear what he had to say, not what she was saying.
Reminds you a lot of the what do you call it? The Trump town hall, doesn't it?
Yes.
The way that went. Who was it? What was the name of the little Chihuahua puppy they had biting at his ankles the whole time?
Yeah, that was
Katie Collins. I always mix these people up. Was that her name?
It was Caitlin Collins.
It was okay. Yeah, because it's such a similar vibe, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, they can't hear when you stray from what they believe they want to control the narrative, is when they become aggressive like that, and the yap, which is I don't want to interrupt you, but you're doing it.
Absolutely.
And for absolutely no reason whatsoever. So this was a complete fail.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. The end, total fail. And I thought Vivek handled that. I thought Vivek handled that pretty well. I thought he handled that pretty damn well. Pinata, what are your thoughts, man? You live in this world. You watch these people constantly. When you watch that, what comes to your mind?
That he's saying what needs to be said, regardless if you support him in his candidacy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I would 100% agree with that. 100% agree with
And
that.
he's saying things that we know, but if Trump said them right now, it wouldn't necessarily go over well.
Do you think Vivek is an agent of Trump? Do you think he's there working for Trump? He's in this race to insert Trump talking points, for a way lack of a better way of putting it, into places that Trump doesn't necessarily want to be or can't be right now?
I think it's unknown, but even if there's agreement or not, that's what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely happening, right? Man, that was great. That was fantastic. All right, let's see here. We have about 5 minutes before we're going to jump exclusively over to pill.net for the second half of the show, where we're going to welcome the legendary Ben Garrison and his lovely wife, Tina Garrison, on to the broadcast for the second half for a visit where we're going to look at all their political cartoons, their recent ones, and just have a fun little conversation. So if you guys want to be a part of that, hop on over to pill.net. I actually forgot to put it in the video description today on Rumble, so I'm going to put it in the Rumble live chat. But it's real simple. It's just pill.net. We're 412 Productions. We're not hard to find over there. So if you'd like to continue watching with us today, please come join us over on pill.net for the second half. Again, we have Ben and Tina Garrison of gurgraphics.com. They're absolute legends, and they do amazing work. Very excited to see how they're doing today. Let's see, 4:51. Let's do one more quick story before we jump over. And I'm curious your thoughts, guys. How much does this concern you? You have Speaker Johnson under fire as controversial photo with Trump hater Paul Ryan emerges at the Capitol. Apparently, they spent some time together in the speaker's office, and then that shortly after you had the NDAA sign or passing the House, which included the continuation of the FISA courts for another 4 months. I don't know if there's any connection there at all, but what do you guys think of Speaker Johnson so far? And does this meeting with Paul Ryan concern you? It seems to concern a lot of people. That I have a lot of respect for their their opinions, like DC Drano, Harmeet Dillon, Lou Dobbs, Cat Turd, Juanita Broderick. I mean, not all these people are super connected. Charlie Kirk, Lauren Chen, Robbie Starbuck. Many of these people see this, just the fact that they're meeting and talking, as a major betrayal. Do you guys see it that way, Tien, Pinata? Are you overly concerned by this?
Well, I wouldn't connect that with the vote, because the vote is not controlled by Johnson.
Right.
So that's neither that connection should be discarded. I don't particularly care, meaning like in the care, that he is meeting with Paul Ryan, but the question is, who called the meeting, right? Because it really, I mean, Paul Ryan, for whether we like him or not, he is a previous Speaker of the House, talking to the current Speaker of the House. So unless anybody knows what they were talking about, it would not be uncommon, kind of thing, right? Now, considering Ryan and the background, you can have some concern, but I wouldn't jump to any formal conclusions right off the bat just because they were talking.
Yeah, me too. You could have been asking for just general like advice about speakership in general, not necessarily policy.
Correct.
Possible. That's why I'm asking, like, because I see the
I
entire.
don't like to. I look. I follow the same rule that I've been using for a long time, and it served me well. Um, if I don't have firsthand knowledge of something, I mean, you can speculate all the way you want, unless you actually know, or they come out themselves and say what they talked about, or what the meeting was about, or the TN said who called it. It's all speculation.
Right.
You know, if he was just all of a sudden Paul Ryan's just hanging around him like every single day, well, then maybe you might have more circumstantial evidence that he's in his ear.
Yeah,
Right.
I would be more concerned with somebody like George Soros' son sitting there going to the White House many more times, or I would be in this particular case, I would look at it in the same scrutiny, so to speak, as the photo of Trump with Jeffrey Epstein
Right.
or Trump with Hillary Clinton. I mean, you can't have it both ways from one photo and all of a sudden, start claiming treason, so to speak. Not that anybody is. I'm just being hyperbole there. But I don't know. I'm not defending the meeting per se. But if let's say it's Ryan that called the meeting,
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't, as current speaker, and particularly a novel speaker, a new one, never been there before, anything like that, decline a meeting with a previous speaker from your own party. That would be like declining a meeting with Newt Gingrich.
What would be the backlash if he told Paul Ryan, "Go fuck yourself"? I'm not meeting with you. Like, what would be the backlash there?
The backlash would be the potential negative publicity that Ryan can bring to bear. It could also be that he loses out on advice. I mean, no matter what, once you're in the chair, it's a completely different story than being outside. Let's put it this way: sitting on the stands, determining how the game should be run, is way different than sitting with the headset on the sideline as the head coach.
Right on. Okay, fair enough.
I don't know. I mean, I don't like Paul Ryan.
Just for the record, I'm not reading a whole lot into this.
No. I know you're not. I'm not saying you are.
I see so many people like looking at this as this ultimate betrayal, and I was
exactly. That's
I don't see it that way necessarily.
No, I don't either.
I don't like it, but I don't see it as something that we should lose our damn minds over either, or make any assumptions that Paul Ryan has any influence over Speaker Johnson.
This is the Puritan test. This is what I remember when I brought that terminology in, that people are expecting Puritans.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody except Christ was that pure.
Right. No, absolutely. Oh, good. Yeah, finish your thought.
No, I'm just saying, if you're going to judge with that level of litmus test, then you also have to judge Trump with that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, guys, we have to pop over to pilled.net for the second half of the show. Those of you guys watching on Rumble, DLive, YouTube, CloudHub, Odyssey, and Twitter, please come find us on pilled.net, the home of free speech. I'm going to put the link in the Rumble chat for you guys one more time. I really hope to see you all over there. Come hang out, finish up the week with us. Come see Ben and Tina Garrison exclusively on pilled.net. I'm going to play a little video. We'll come back on the other side, and then we will continue on with the second half of the broadcast. We'll be right back, everybody.
Pilled.net is proud to host 412 Productions, exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pilled.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family, and if you have any questions at all, please email support@pilled.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on Pill.net. Free speech lives here.
All right, we are back. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us here. Again, last chance to those of you watching on all the other platforms to hop over to Pill.net, the home of free speech, the exclusive place to watch the second half of today's show. I put the link in the video chat on Rumble, and I'll drop it over on D Live as well. If you guys want to come over and keep hanging out with us. Otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow morning, Saturday morning chat, 100% doing that. So very much looking forward to hanging out with you guys, taking your calls, playing some music. It's going to be a good time. And then on Monday, we'll kick off a fresh week at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But for now, it is time to say goodbye to D Live, Rumble,